In the previous lesson, we saw how we can post content to our backend and pick up that content that's being posted within the request body. And then also we were just outputting it using request send. So we want to actually trigger a message sent over to pusher, and we got to take that, we can use that same pusher trigger that we used earlier to send a message, and we're going to just simply post it within our post. And let's set up a variable. So we'll set up a variable. We can call it new message. And this is where the object that's going to contain our new message. So let's set our parameters. First, we want to pass over a name. And the name is contained within the request body under name. And then we comma separate it out. And then let's also pick up a message. So we've got the request body, and we'll update this one to send it as a message as well. So instead of a comment, we're going to send it as a message. And you can customize these as needed. So there we go. So we're passing in as a message, a new message object, and we can set to pusher trigger, and then we need to specify a channel. So this is the channel that's going to get picked up on the front end within the index file. And we can see that we already have the my channel, my event. So those are going to be matching with what we're posting in here. So we can keep that as is, and we can pass in this because this isn't an object format. So we can get rid of the message, and we can simply post it in like that. So let's make this a little bit bigger so it falls on one line. So there we go. So we're just sending over that same trigger that we initially created, and we're picking that up so that pusher is able to grab that information, and then we're going to pass it through to the front end coming up as well. And also let's send back JSON formatted content. So we're going to format it within a JSON format, and we don't need to return back that request body. We can set back, and let's do created and true. So we'll send back a value that we've actually created this request. Let's try that out. So going back, and so our server restarted with NodeMon after we made the changes. So let's send content over. And we can see that we've picked up the information. So we've picked up the name, we've picked up the test message. So that's all being sent over into the trigger. And now what we need to do is we need to pick that up within the index.html. And if we go over to our web page, we see that we've got our test message is being sent in there. So we see that we've got the message. So that's all being sent in under test message. So that's working properly. And we're picking up the data message. So that actually worked well with the information that we were passing. So if we go ahead and if we bring that over to the other side, and let's just try another message. So we'll do, instead of test message, we'll do another message. Or T, another message, and then the name can just be test, because we're not actually doing anything with that value quite yet. So there we go. So we get T, another message. That's working properly. It's sending it over into pusher, and pusher's picking that up within the browser. So great, we're ready to move on to the next step, and that's going to be the front end, where we're actually going to try to pick up that message and do something within the index.html. So that's coming up next.